we've talked about this before. It's sort of our Mel versus Mark, and there's so many similarities there, even dating back to their playing days. I mean, they were both defensive backs. They both have won national titles as defensive coordinators. They're both from the Nick Saban coaching tree. And then you start to get into some of the differences. Mel has seemingly a great affection for the media and plays into it. Mark seemed to, at best, tolerate the media. I would argue it was contempt, but whatever. Mel openly talks about that, national recruiting. Mark is more of a regional guy. It was Ohio, a lot of Illinois, obviously Michigan as well. Mel is big on, I want players with size. We talked about that a little bit. Dantonio, famous for having a lot of undersized, scrappy dudes, a lot of, the Blair White types. No right or wrong answer, just different mentality. Mel's approach seems to be everyone's replaceable. He talked about that. Like, look, if you're not buying in, you can leave. Like, if that's your attitude, if you're not going to be with us, get out. Mark seemed to have more of an undying loyalty to players and staff. Guys could make multiple mistakes, be brought back in. People wanted certain coaches gone. Didn't matter what happened. He kept them. So there are a lot of differences there. Ken, you can text your girlfriend or whatever. You can take 30 seconds because you didn't play under Coach Dantonio. Yeah. So you can take this one out. This will be obviously for Connor. But can you talk about the differences? I talked about what I saw. How are they different? How have things been changed?
I'll start off with how they're pretty similar. I feel like they're both really loyal guys. You can go to them about anything. Coach Dantonio, even with me leaving, he come to practice, me and him talked, we're good, everything's good. We never had a bad relationship. I actually really looked at him as a father figure and someone, that I could go to about anything. But they're both intense. Coach Dantonio is a little more reserved, laid back. Coach Tuck does not matter who you are, player, coach, you must be ready at all times. You must be, bought in and actually engaged in everything you do. With Coach Dantonio, you had to be engaged as well, but Coach Tuck is more young. He understands the new school, but he's real with the old school too. No flair, none of the armbands, none of that. We're not even really allowed to wear towels.
Really?
I had to ask him to wear a towel. Or if you're a center, punter, long snapper, or quarterback, you can wear a towel. But if you don't go up to him and ask him, you're not allowed to wear a towel.
It's like a George Steinbrenner thing with no sideburns.
He calls it meat and potatoes. And like you said, I'll piggyback off the national recruiting. I really do think our coaches does not matter where you are, where you're from, what background you came from. Coach Tuck is going to get the best players. And in the tight end room today, Coach Gilmore, the guys that are playing right now, protect your job. The guys that aren't playing, try to take their job. So every day you get to come in with that mindset. I got to protect my job. And I like that. It makes you compete. It makes the guys behind you compete. And it just overall makes the team better. And they always talk about making it a competitive culture and a competitive just atmosphere. And when you do that, it just brings the best out in everybody. And, everybody understands their role. And everybody knows that whenever they're out there, they need to make the most of it. Because if not, you're out the game or you're out of practice. It doesn't matter if it's an ABC drill or if it's a team drill or if it's special teams. Whenever you're out on the field, you better take it serious. You better have your mouthpiece in, helmet strapped, no helmets off at practice. And it's business. It's college, but it's a job. I get more of a job vibe. I'm here to work every day. And Coach Antonio, we had that vibe, but I feel like it was just so laid back in a way. They would rip us, but it was just different. And that's not to bash him. It was just a different culture. I kind of get the culture that I had back in high school, kind of like the football is everything. Down south how it is, that's the culture I get now. And, I feel like it's just going to attract many more people to Michigan State and the best recruits.
We pulled a quote from his introductory press conference, Mel Tucker, that I thought was interesting right when I heard it, watched it live, and I was like, what does he mean by that? So I want you to shine a little light, and I think you have already to a certain degree. So this was a quote from Mel Tucker's press conference. He said, it's going to be about changing the culture. That's going to be the first order of business. Now, when I heard that, I thought, okay, again, we mentioned it earlier, what exactly does that mean? Because that could mean anything. But I didn't take it as a jab at Dantonio at all. I think he has a great deal of respect for Dantonio. but there was something that he saw from afar and from those early conversations that he thought we need to depart from that. I mean, can you speak to a little bit about, was there something that they got away from that you think they needed to get away from in terms of the Dantonio era? It seemed on the outside to be getting kind of stale at the end, again, just from the outside looking in.
I think whenever a new coach is hired, he wants to change the culture. He wants things to be his way. And I would want that if I was a head coach or if I was a position coach or anything, if I was going to new school. But what was I about to say? Just
he's making it his own.
He's making his own.
Yeah,
He's there's still stuff with Coach Dantonio and all the stuff he's done. He respects Coach Dantonio. We all respect Coach Dantonio, but there were some things with the program that I think were best. Some guys have left on their own, and some guys they kind of forced out. But I think it was for the best of the team. Obviously, if Coach Tuck saw that, we all saw that. And we're just trying to limit all the distractions. If guys aren't showing up, guys showing up late, or guys not taking it serious and guys not making the most of it, why not give somebody else an opportunity?
I don't know anybody else, and Ken, you can jump in now too. Like, I don't know anybody else that fits that Mel Tucker mold. I mean, he honestly seems like a one of one because you see there's a million hard asses out there, famously. I mean, NFL, college, doesn't matter. Bill Parcells, Nick Saban. And then you have a lot of like the jolly, Dabo types. Although he's struggling now at Orgeron, that, I'm not saying that they're pushovers, but like it's a little bit more kind of friendly. I don't know anybody that's known as in practice, like no towels, better have your helmet on right, like, or else. But I'm also tweeting out pictures of my shoes every week. Like he really does. I don't know anybody else like this guy. I mean, he's 101, right? Is that fair?
Yeah.
And there's nobody like this guy.
He's unique.
He's an alien. Like he's got kind of the best of both because he can relate. Like he gets the social media thing, which is I think important. And he's also like going to be on your ass if you're not doing your job. It's like he's a dream, I think, to a fan base.
Yeah,
really.
That actually threw me off the first time I ever seen him post. Like, cause he had like J's on. Like, he got better shoe game than me, bro. Like,
let me get some. Let me get some.
Like, cause like we in practice is meat and potatoes and stuff like that. No flair, none of that. Then I see his Instagram and he posting Jordans and stuff. Like, dang,
there's got a contrast there. That's what I'm saying. It's like I get like there's Billy badass coaches that never crack a smile, and Antonio was kind of that guy. And you can win big. Saban's the ultimate example. No better coach ever. And then you get the flip side where the more jolly and stuff, but you never see it in the same package. Like you may get the friendly guy that gets mad at one practice on a Thursday, but a guy that has like kind of two completely different hats, and both for the right place and the right time are perfect. Like you don't want to be gruff with the media. We've seen coaches do that in all sports, really. I don't think it ever serves you well. And we've seen sort of the flip side where they're kind of goofy at practice. The Detroit Lions have a long history of that, and that doesn't go well either. So you have like sort of the one of one alien that does both, which is why there's 2 commissioned paintings of the man on my walls and a third photo. But he's just a fascinating one of one, I think.